Howdy everybody, Cub here, welcome back to Hermitcraft, and today guys, the sun rises over Concorp. So we moved out here at the end of last episode, and we moved Captain Jack over here as well. Got the burnt out house here, and we are currently living in a hole underneath of the tree farm. So right in here, you can see I've made a little bit of some improvements since last time. So yeah, essentially we've organized everything. So we got, food, we got end items, we got concrete and concrete powder, corals, valuables, mob drops. Everything is basically organized. Red sand, frozen blocks, wools and carpets. Got dyes up there. These are all empty shulker boxes up here, most of which we had to use in the move over from the starter house. And then we put down some flooring, we put down some stone bricks on the side, we got a little smelter set up here, we got a bed, some paintings, some mob heads, more paintings just for some character, and then we put down stone brick along the inside. So yeah, we have something other than just, stone and, dirt, basically. We do have a dirt roof, though, so still got that. We got some potions here, we got the Vex head, we got an infinite water source back here, so we got some basic stuff here. And this stuff should help us out in making some stuff around here. And yeah, you can see, got everything labeled as well. So that was quite a feat to organize everything here. And yeah, I think this area is not too shabby right now. So guys, what are we going to build today at Concorp? Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a dried kelp farm is what I'd like to make, because we want to be fuel independent here at Concorp. We don't want to have to rely on other people for fuel. And dried kelp blocks are a pretty good source of fuel, pretty reliable source, and the only source of fuel that you can actually grow. So I think that is pretty good. You can actually, I guess, grow charcoal technically, like grow trees to make charcoal, but nah, not doing that, because you need bone meal for that, which is kind of a pain. But dried kelp, you don't need bone meal, so we're going to try and go for that. I think we want to also consider where we want to put a smelter at, because we're going to build a smelter that the dried kelp blocks power. And so I'm thinking right now, maybe this side here could be a good spot for this dried kelp farm. The dried kelp farm, by the way, going to be in the shape of a V. It's going to be V for Vex, so people know whose farm it is. So I'm trying to find a good spot for it that won't intrude on the factory and on the other farms we have planned, and on the other buildings we have planned as well. And let's see, let me scout the area a little bit. I have to do a little bit of calculation here and figure out where is a good spot to put this, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. So I've now surveyed the area, and I think I know where we want to put some dried kelp farms. I think one dried kelp farm will go up here in the front, just to the left of this lake right here in front of Concorp. So in this section right around here. And then the other one will probably go in this mountain here, sort of directly across from the tree farm. We can hopefully fly over there. Yeah, there we go. So right in this region, so from here over, I think would be a good place to build, because we have a lot of extra room here, a lot of vertical room as well. So you can see a lot of vertical relief here. So this would also be an ideal spot. So yeah, I think those two spots are where we're going to put this dried kelp farm. By the way, I heard Joe Hills has been monitoring this area, and the convex will not have that. So we got to go find, I think this is his little spot where he's hiding here. So what we're going to do this. We're going to grab a silk touch pick. Let's just grab this. We're going to put some TNT under here. Just like that. Bada boom. And then we're going to put a pressure plate right on top of this. So when Joe logs back in, he breaks out, he might step on that TNT, and yeah, he'll know what the convex are about at that point, I would say. So yeah, we got to thwart Joe Hills from monitoring this area. So what do we need to make this kelp farm? We're going to need some observers, so we need some quartz. I think we're a little bit low on quartz right now. Let me just not crash into the wall there. There we go. Let's check our quartz supply. Yeah, we might need a little bit more. Do we have... Let's see if we have any actual quartz in here. Not the blocks, but the actual quartz. No, we do not. Okay, so need to get a little bit more quartz. We also will probably need some redstone, which I think we have enough of in here. Yeah, that'll be enough. We got a little bit of iron, so we can use some of that iron. And also we might have, let me check in here. Do we have any more iron in here? No, we don't. Okay, so we might need a little bit more iron. Let's put this back over here. There we go. Still getting used to where everything is around here, by the way. And we also need wood, which we don't have a whole lot of. Yeah, so we need to go and we need to mine some wood with our wood farm above here. So I'm going to go ahead and get on that. We're going to mine some wood, mine some quartz, and mine some more iron. And I'll be back. Alright guys, so we're ready to build this dried kelp farm, and we're going to put it right here. Basically, this is going to be the length of it right here, about 15 blocks long. And like I said, it's going to be in a V shape, so just imagine this goes up like at an angle there, and then on this side it'll go up in the opposite way over here. Now, we also probably want to drop this down a couple of blocks, although we don't want to drop it all the way down, because then we'd lose like this little peninsula and this little valley right here, which we want to keep for future use. So I think we'll drop this down probably about 3 blocks here in the middle. I think that should be good. 3 or 4 blocks here in the middle. And that should be good enough. And then we'll build it up from there. So let me go ahead and dig a 3 deep area here for this. And we'll start to build this thing. Alright guys, so we dug down here a little bit. And I've actually started to build up the farm here a little bit, as you can see. So this design is pretty easy to understand. Basically, the kelp blocks that we've planted down along this row right here, these will grow up, and as soon as they get to 3 blocks tall, like that, yeah, you'll see what happens. Yeah, the pistons extend out, break the kelp, and the kelp then float to the surface of the water where we're going to collect them. Now, the interesting thing about this design is not this part. You've probably seen something like this before, but the thing that is sort of unique is that we stack this design so that it can actually, fit on one on top of the other. So we basically plant the kelp on top of the observers here, and then, that basically saves us the extra block that usually goes right here, because, kelp can be planted on any block, so we just sort of take advantage of that right here, and, that helps us just go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, and the next one will be the same up 3 over 1 here. So guys, that is the design we're going for there, and you can see it's already producing some kelp here, and it's actually quite fast, because as soon as one kelp grows to 3 high, it harvests that kelp and any other kelp that are at least 2 high. And because it does that, because it activates all the pistons on each layer, whenever one plant gets to 3 high, it ensures that this thing can never break, because sometimes you can get kelp that only grow up 2 blocks. So if you have this like an individual kelp farm, like an individual slice of this, it'll break eventually over a long period of time. So, it's good to have more than one hooked up to the same redstone line here. So anyways, I think it's now time to go ahead and build up the rest of this side, and let's go ahead and do it. Alright guys, so here we have it. One half of our farm now complete, and if we just fly on in here, we should see, all the kelp here growing, all the observers, and all the pistons here on all the various layers. And so we don't really care what it looks like on the inside here, because again, we're going to cover all this up, so none of this will eventually be visible. But this is what we did at the top. So we just have these slabs here covering this, because we're actually high enough in this biome that ice can form, so we don't want that. So we put some half slabs all the way across the source blocks up there, and then we just have water that flows over to the hoppers. So if we see one of these get harvested, like that one right there, you'll see right here, these things come over here. Sometimes they go down to the bottom here, but eventually they will rise back up and then go into the hoppers, just like that and that. There we go, perfect. And we should see there's some more kelp floating up here, getting ready to be harvested. So that is working pretty well. So we got all the kelp coming up, and then gets pushed over into the hoppers like that. Comes right down the hopper line, and then it gets put into this, which is a smelter. Basically we got our kelp in here. So now all we need to do is just simply put like some dried kelp blocks in here. And then we'll put some more in here as well. And those will then continually smelt up the kelp here. Now, this is only one half of the farm, so we got to go ahead and make the other half now. But it's going to be exactly the same as this one, with just the pistons and the redstone and the observers exactly the same as it is on this side. Except we don't have to have another hopper line. It's just going to go all into this main line here. So that should work pretty well. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and build up this second half now. Again, we're going to start down here where we can see this first line of pistons and observers and kelp. So we're going to start right here and then work our way up, except in the opposite direction here. Alright guys, so we now have our farm up and working. We got both sides now complete. You can see both sides are exactly the same, and the water streams meet directly in the middle. And yeah, you can see the kelp going up the sides here and then zoop right in there. So that is fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. And now we just need to make sure that this is fast enough to keep up with the two furnaces down here. So let's just see what we got here. So we got 64 in there, 64 in there. Stuff's coming in there, and we have to basically see if this is accumulating faster than it's taking items in here. So guys, it seems to me like this setup, this farm here, does outpace two furnaces that are continuously smelting. So yeah, what that means is we're eventually going to have kelp back up, totally fill both of these hoppers. They're actually almost there already. And then it'll start to back up into the chest, and then back up into the hoppers, all the way up, and then all the way back eventually as well. So we don't want that to happen, so we might have to make another type of distribution system here. Maybe something with hopper minecarts, or perhaps something like, let's say, minecart chests, something like that. So we'll have to do that in the near future here. But for right now, we are continuously getting a little bit of dried kelp, which is great. I would like to supplement the amount of dried kelp blocks we have stored up here, just so this thing can continually run for a very long time. Like, I'd like to get, you know, like this chest significantly filled with some dried kelp blocks. So in order to do that, I think I want to come down here. And out here in the ocean is a ton of kelp. And to get dried kelp blocks, it's basically a numbers game. You just have to get a whole bunch of kelp and smelt it up. And so that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to put a conduit down somewhere out here. I think I need some more nautilus shells to actually get the conduit. But we'll put a conduit down there, we'll gather a whole bunch of kelp, and then we'll come back here and smelt it up using some of the existing dried kelp block reserves. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do right now. Let's go ahead and get a conduit down out here, and let's try and get a whole bunch of dried kelp blocks all at once. Alright guys, so we're collecting up some more kelp here. We're just finishing up collecting some. And yeah, it seems to me like going and collecting kelp in the ocean might actually be the way to get a lot of kelp very quickly. Like, pretty much any automatic farm, even the flying machine farms, seem like they're incredibly slow compared to the just collecting it manually. Like, it just seems like it's basically only a numbers game. And yeah, the more numbers you get. Oh, there's somebody. Who is that? Is it Grian? Let's see. Let's find out who. It is Grian. It is Grian. Look at him. He's breaking the rules. You, sir, are breaking the rules. Where did he go? He's left. He's left. We called him out. We called him out. Alright, Grian. We caught you red-handed trying to use the Concorp tree farm.
I know. I literally just needed the tiniest bit of dark oak, and I went to this shop, Logs here, made by Rendog, and it's 2 diamonds for a stack. So I was like, no, none of this. And I went and flew around, saw that there was loads of trees there, and I literally thought I was just going to pop in, grab a few, and you were just behind me.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I went instantly red-faced and scarpered straight out of there. So I do apologize, and to say sorry. I've helped you make this.
This is fantastic, man. Yeah, we're gonna undercut big logs. I've decided because yeah, people need logs. People like you need logs. We can't have them going to Concorp and cutting down trees. So
His prices made me turn to a life of crime.
yeah,
That's what's happened here. His price is a criminal, not me.
exactly. I like your logic. I like your thinking. I like your thinking on that. I like your thinking. So what we've done here, Grian, we've made a giant X in the side of the big log, I guess. That's what we've done.
Because his prices are so high, it's 2 diamonds per stack. And like
Yeah.
I don't think he's made particularly many sales.
Mm-hmm.
I just accidentally. The story of my life. Don't keep an axe in your hand. It's a dangerous thing around here. It's a dangerous thing.
It's fine. It's fine. He won't notice. He won't notice.
He's made a few sales of oak logs, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking you're gonna make some money
Oh yeah.
by
Oh yeah.
undercutting him by halving the price.
Yeah, man. 50% off, 1 diamond per stack. We already got 1 sale. Somebody's already bought some.
That
So
was me.
that was you. Okay, so
That was
that's
me.
fantastic. That's fantastic. Maybe we can give you a little bit of a discount for helping build this
Helping
shop,
make it.
perhaps. I'll have to talk with Scar, see if we can arrange some terms. But yeah, thanks for helping make this little undercut shop here. I think this should
It
make
was
a lot of
surprisingly
diamonds.
difficult to get that axe angle looking right. From the sky, it looks pretty good, I gotta admit. Like, it looks exactly what it's supposed to be, which isn't always the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like an axe. Looks like a hatchet buried into the side of the tree. So.
And
Nice.
anyone flying over will notice that there's something different there, and they're gonna check it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely. All right, man. Well, thanks for the help on this, and yeah, enjoy those logs there.
Thanks. I promise I won't use your farm ever again, but I also promise that I won't keep that promise.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye. So there we have it, guys. Undercut, a wood shop, now undercutting the Big Logs Corporation on price. So we're offering all logs for 1 diamond per stack. And looks like we've actually sold a couple more, so that's fantastic. Yeah, that's really, really good. We'll have to talk with Scar about potentially maybe cutting Grian in on this, so we can maybe bring him in and, yeah, share the profits with him if we give him access to the log farm. So we'll have to talk with Scar about that if we want to cut Grian in on that shop. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and now get back to the Concorp area. We got a little bit more work to do over here at the Kelp farm. Okay, guys, so we're back at Concorp now. We're smelting up some kelp into some dried kelp, and of course making some dried kelp blocks. And we've got quite a few of these now, so we got almost a shulker box full here. Plus we have, I think, another like 10 stacks or 12 stacks or so in another box inside of our base. Let's go ahead and check out how this thing up here is doing. This thing's been running not too terribly long, and I have been up here to refuel it a couple of times, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, we do have the farm running faster than these 2 hoppers can keep up, so I think we need a system that can keep up with the pace of the farm, I think. So I think we'll make maybe a minecart system here that will be a little bit better than what we have right here. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and think about this. So if we have 5 stacks of kelp we need to smelt up with each hopper minecart, and we have a dried kelp block that can smelt 20 items per block, that means we need, if we wanted 1 block in each furnace to smelt 20 kelp in total, we'd need 16 furnaces. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So now if we just do this and then just distribute all these evenly, we should find that this comes out to exactly 20 kelp in each furnace. So all we will need in this case, yeah, so we need 16 furnaces with kelp blocks in them, and then that would then smelt up all 20 kelp that went back and forth across it. So maybe we set up something like that. So we need a 16 furnace array, which is pretty straightforward to build, and we need a system that holds back a minecart until it gets completely full with items, and then doesn't let the cart stop going back and forth until it's totally empty. So that's sort of what we need here. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can make such a system, and I'll be right back. So guys, I'm currently working on the system to get all the dried kelp smelted, but I ran out of iron. So we had to make a minecart, and then that was basically the end of our iron. Luckily, iJevin has a shop here in the shopping district, Rusty's Iron Shop, right here, basically on the border of the modern and the shopping district. So we're going to go on in here, and yeah, a lot of people have bought iron already apparently. So we are going to step in here, and we're going to buy the rest. So 2 stacks equals 1 diamond, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put down this shulker box here. There hopefully is enough space in there. So let's see. So we're going to give him 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 diamonds in total. So we'll just keep 2 for ourselves, put the rest in there, and then all this iron is now ours. So we're going to go ahead and craft it up into blocks so we can actually get it out of here. There we go. And this one right here as well. Craft that into iron. There we are. And then let's see, we got a couple more down here. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, we bought iJevin out of iron, it looks like. Everything else is, yeah, pretty much gone except for, I don't know why there's 29 there. 29 ingots. I'm going to take those 2. Why not? We'll leave an extra diamond in there for him. There we go, for that stack. He also is offering season passes, so this might be a good thing here. Let's check out what this is. Rusty's Iron Shop is offering 4 very rare AFK season passes. These passes allow you to AFK on certain days of the week as much as you like. Passes can be traded and rented to other players. Upon purchase, you're given a written book, and you can AFK at the farm. Nice. If you are caught at the farm without the pass, I will kill you and put your items in the chest. That's funny. That's awesome. Yeah, so then he also has custom orders. We might want to make a custom order as well. Let's see what this is. Tired of waiting for the Iron Shop to be restocked? Place a custom order today. Do so, DM iJevin on Discord. Nice. Yeah, that might be useful to do a custom order for iron, because we're going to need just a ludicrous amount for the next project we're going to be doing. I'm also going to need some more hoppers, and let's go ahead and make the rest into iron blocks. Okay, so this should hopefully, I think, be enough iron to get this project done. But like I said, the next couple projects are going to require even more iron, like way, way, way more iron. So yeah, there is that. So now we can get back to this project, and let's go ahead and finish up the smelter. Alright guys, so we went ahead and we cleaned up the area up here where we had our 2 furnaces previously. So yeah, we cleaned this area up. We still have some dried kelp we need to craft into dried kelp blocks, but we'll do that in just a moment. We still have these as well we have to get rid of. In fact, let's just grab onto these. And so let's go ahead and head on down here now to our new smelting area. So here I went ahead and put down 16 furnaces because, yeah, 320 divided by 16 equals 20. So that means we can smelt exactly 20 items in each one of these furnaces, which is exactly the number that the dried kelp blocks will smelt. Now we want to test this system out here, so let's go ahead and test out this first portion. This is the fuel distribution portion. Since we have to manually craft up the dried kelp blocks, I think it's best to keep these in just a manual system. So what we do is we put these in here, and then when I pull this lever, this cart will be shot down the track here, and then it should evenly distribute all 128 blocks of dried kelp evenly in these furnaces here. So we should see each one of these furnaces should have 8 items in them. So let's go ahead and test this out. So there it goes, 1 dried kelp block in each one, and let's see if it makes it so that there's 8 in each one. So there's now 7, and then the final pass here, there's 8, perfect, and now it should be out of fuel, I think. So 8 in all those, 8 in all these, 8 in all these, 8 in all these, 8 in that one, and 8 in that last one. Sweet. So yeah, so fuel distribution works fine. That's great. And let's just make sure there shouldn't be anything in the minecart chest. Yep, nothing in there. Okay, fantastic. So let's go ahead and now take out the fuel. And we're going to test out the top portion of the system, which is a little bit more complicated, but this distributes the kelp right here. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and test out this top system here. So this top system is a little bit more complex than the fuel delivery system, but it's the same general principle. So what we want to see is we want to see when we put this down, the cart get caught right here in front of this fence right here. It should stay there until it picks up 5 stacks of kelp, so 320 kelp items. Then the piston should retract because we have some comparator logic right here. It'll then come out here, turn to the left, and then go around and around and around this loop of track here, distributing kelp equally in the furnaces. So there should be 20 kelp in each furnace by the time it makes its way all the way around a bunch of times. So yeah, it has to go around 20 times actually. And then once it's empty, once there's no more kelp left to distribute, it should run over this thing, and this should send it to the left to fill up again until it fills up to full, so 320 items. Then it should launch again and then go round and round and round and round and round until it's empty and then return here. So let's just see if this happens. We'll just go ahead and bump it in there. There it is, filling up a little bit. We'll help it out just by putting in a little bit of kelp. So once it gets to 100% full, it should launch. So let's see what happens here. Yep, okay, it launches, goes around, and then it should, let's just jump back and forth here. It should keep going around, yep, okay. And it should just keep going around and round and round like this for 20 times. So let's just see if that happens here. Alright, so the cart is approaching its final turn here, and we should see it now be totally empty, and then turn this way, fill back up, and then it should be launched out again. And let's just check real quick, make sure we got 20 items in each furnace. Looks like we do. Yep. Sweet. 20 in here, 20 in here, 20 in here, 20 in here. Yeah, all these have 20 items exactly in there. Fantastic. And this thing should just be about, yep, ready to launch, which, yep, it is. And then it keeps going around and around and around, equally distributing the kelp and everything. So that is absolutely fantastic. That should work out quite well for us. So now let's go ahead and just put in some fuel here, send this on its way, and yeah, we should now have this thing smelting at the optimal rate, and we shouldn't be wasting any fuel here. It should automatically be good to go. So there we have it, guys, a 100% efficient dried kelp block furnace array, which is somewhat useful. It'll help us get the maximum amount of dried kelp with the minimum amount of dried kelp blocks used. And that's going to be critical because we're going to use the excess dried kelp blocks once we get this minecart chest, fully filled up, and the hoppers behind here that store some of this fuel, and all these filled up. Once we get all these filled up, we can then use the excess dried kelp blocks to fuel a bigger smelter to smelt up ores and stone and stuff like that. So that is the plan here with this thing, but we'll just let this thing run for a while now. And with that, guys, I think that is going to have to be it for me today. We got a lot done this episode. We got the kelp farm up, we got the dried kelp array. I also need to craft up these dried kelp here, so we'll have to do that soon. We also got the wood shop, Undercut, the wood shop that's undercutting big logs. That is now up in the shopping district, so hopefully we get some diamonds from that as well. So if you like what you saw today in this video, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, guys, thanks once again for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.